In a night where we went extreme, the WWE pushed their PG era over the limit and pushed it to the brink of immortality. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am Michael Fletcher. Welcome to the recap of Extreme Rules. It was held tonight, live from the Izod Center in East Rutherford, New Jersey, aka the Meadowlands Arena. You got to see this if you had the WWE Network or if you were able to watch it on pay-per-view via your cable providers, because DirecTV and Dish Network decided they did not want to carry this pay-per-view, did not want the people to fork over $44.95. Well, let me just be very bad news, guys. For all you DirecTV fans and for all you fans on Dish Network, you got screwed in the ass tonight because this was a very good pay-per-view. All right, so now you know the rules. 3 minutes for every match, 5 minutes for the overall review at the end of the night. However, normally we would start with the pre-show fight, which was Hornswoggle versus El Torito. I had taken it upon myself to say, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that to my brothers in arms, Anthony Florio and Michael Bullock. I know people are saying, well, it was better than expected. You know what? I'm not going to do it to them. I'm not going to let them rate that fight. If you guys want to do it, it's totally up to you. But we're not going to talk about that fight. Screw it. It's out the window. We're going right into the main card. Cool? All right. So, with that said, let's start it off with the first fight of the night, a triple threat elimination match. It was RVD versus Jack Swagger versus Cesaro. The winner of the bout, Cesaro. Anthony Florio, I give it to you.
All right, thank you very much, Cerebral Viper Michael Fletcher. And hello, friends. It is indeed ridiculously over Anthony Florio here for this Extreme Rules recap edition of the Wrestling Forum. Delighted to be here as always. Delighted to have you with us as well as we cover a very good Extreme Rules pay-per-view tonight. And what a, no pun intended, tone setter for this event. 3 to 3.25 stars. I thought this was a very good match. A more than solid opener. I mean, some nice spots here. And, you know, this is the exact way you want to open up the crowd. I mean, you want to get the crowd hot early. Although with that crowd, well, they're already hot. So that's all I can say about that. So, no big surprise Cesaro won. I mean, you knew he was going to win this going in. I was a little surprised that Swagger went first. I thought it was going to come down to Cesaro and Swagger at the end. A little moment there with Zeb Coulter and Paul Heyman, maybe. They probably could have had a little moment there, but that's my only slight criticism of it. But other than that, I thought this was a very solid, I'm going to say this was a more than solid opening match. And I'm going to say my sleeper fight of the night here. I'm going to say, for my taste, this was the 4th best match of the night. There were 3 that were better. I think you know which 3 I'm talking about. So, yeah, 3 to 3.25 stars. Not at all surprised with Cesaro there. I said it last night when Bullock and I did our little preview last night. I said that, you know, Cesaro was in the midst of a push, and he's in the midst of it right now. Big question is, what's next for the Swiss Superman and the King of Swing? I don't know. We'll see. But for right now, 3 to 3.25 stars. Solid way to start the show. So with that said, Bino, Mike Bullock, it's yours.
All right, sorry about that. Had to unmute my mic there. Yes, hello friends, this is the Phenom Mike Bullock here for this Extreme Rules recap edition of the Wrestling Forum. Yes, this was a very good pay-per-view and a very good start to the match with this triple threat elimination match. I'll say 3 to 3.25 stars as my rating for the match. I mean, this was a good way to kick off the kick off the main card of this pay-per-view. I mean, and yes, we did get to see that Cesaro swing in the match. We also saw a trash can being used in this match, and yes, unfortunately, before the match, you had you had Paul Heyman basically once again say that his client Brock Lesnar conquered the streak, and I'm like, oh, really? I mean, I hate to say it, boys, but I think it's getting to the point where it's basically annoying and at the point of go away. If I'm going to be quite honest here, so yeah, no big surprise that Cesaro was going to win it. I mean, of course, we all said after he won the that Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal was that he was going to get a big time push, and and obviously if you want to give him a big time push, you definitely want him to get some wins here, and this was one right here. So 3 to 3.25 stars for me, and I do agree it was the fourth best fight of the night. So with that being said, let's move on.
And I'll actually jump in on this as well. And I gotta say 3.5 stars. I mean, this was a damn good solid start to the pay-per-view, no doubt about it. And the thing that really stood out about this fight is that, with the action, it was going back and forth and the whole 9 yards. Yes, we had, the shocking elimination of Jack Swagger going out first. But the thing is that remember what's also been going on lately between the interaction between Rob Van Dam and Cesaro as well, as it pertains to Paul Heyman. I think it served its purpose. I think it definitely helped out, and it actually propelled Cesaro into something bigger. And yeah, accompany that with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal victory at WrestleMania, and then on top of that, acquiring the services of Paul Heyman as the new Paul Heyman guy. I think we got bigger and better things coming for Cesaro, and I think the crowd was definitely into it. No doubt about it. He is definitely a high mark when it comes to the WWE Universe, and he's got the little Cesaro section that's laid out in the arena as well. So, I mean, he is definitely one of the most over guys in the WWE. There's no doubt about it, and I think we got some bigger and better things for the King of Swing at least in the very near future. So let's move on. Our next fight of the night was a 2-on-1 handicap match. It was Alexander Rusev with the Russian beauty Lana as they went up against Xavier Woods and R-Truth. The winner of the bout was Alexander Rusev, and Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Gonna be you. Yeah, thank you very much, Florio, for that reminder. Yeah, this was not good at all. I mean, we all expected this wasn't going to be a good match, and lo and behold, that was the case. So I'm just going to say this: absolute dud. And to me, this was the worst fight of the night. I mean, we all expected that this was going to be the worst fight of the night going into this. Yeah, this was another one of those. I just really wasn't into this. I mean, you really thought this match was going to put some butts in the seats and eyes on the screen? Well, it did put some butts in the seats, all right. The toilet seat, ayo. Yeah. To me, I'll even say I basically even took a little cat nap during this match because I mean, I really just wasn't into it. But the only thing I was into was, of course, Lana at ringside, and she is a 5-star beauty. That's the only good thing when it comes to that. So absolute dud, worst fight of the night. Not going to get into any further details on the match. So Fletcher, it's yours.
I'm gonna give it at least 1 star. I'm gonna be very generous with this rating. It is a 1 star fight. Yes, I do know a lot of fans really dumped on this fight, and no doubt about it. But they gotta make Rusev look really good. He came out of NXT. He's a big name. He was a big name over there, and he was a dominant force. And then he debuted at the Royal Rumble, had a very good showing. And then they want to give him some over talent and. Right now they're gonna work him up and build him up, and giving him a pay-per-view spot, especially tonight, is actually I guess a step in the right direction. And you know how Vince, Triple H, and all those management, they love to push the big guys, the big muscular powerhouses, and they love to do it. So they do it here tonight. The crowd was pretty flat for the fight. I think that's kind of expected it, and they needed a little bit of a cool down fight, especially after how red hot the opening fight was. So this was actually good booking by WWE. I have nothing bad to say about it. I'll give it 1 star for the effort. Anthony, I give it to you.
Yeah, this was not good at all. This was the worst fight of the night. I do agree. Um, I'm gonna be a little generous myself. I'm gonna say half a star, half to one at the absolute best. I mean, 'cause there actually was a little bit of some okay offense here, just a little bit, not a whole lot. But I mean, R-Truth did get some shots in there. I mean, Xavier Woods was non-existent in this fight, so because he got taken out. Oh my goodness, what a spot that was! I mean, nailed him on the little steel part of the ring skirt of the apron there. But normally I would say, as customary with Rusev fights, the Rusev fight's a dud, but Lana's a 5-star beauty. But in this case, this Rusev fight was a half to 1 star. But the one thing that hasn't changed, Lana, indeed, 5-star beauty. My. Let's move on.
And with that said, we're going to move right on to the first title fight of the night. It was for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship as Big E Langston goes up against Bad News Barrett, the winner of the bout, and the new Intercontinental Champion, Bad News Barrett. And let me tell you guys, this was actually one of my surprise fights. I mean, I thought this was actually a solid match. I'm gonna give this about 3 to 3.25 stars. I know I think the rating's gonna be a little shocking, but I thought this was a good back and forth action. The crowd was definitely into it. That was a pro Barrett crowd, no doubt about it. And I mean, what happened in this fight was very good. You know, you had this moment where the psychology was like Barrett got a little bit of some offense, so did Big E. They were going back and forth, and then the ending was the bull hammer, basically a running bull hammer. He gets the 1, 2, 3, and gets crowned the champion, now a 4-time Intercontinental Champion, and the crowd marks. So you know, Barrett is definitely rising up in the WWE. He's definitely getting a major push here, and you know the sky's the limit for one of my guys. And I gotta tell you, Anthony Florio knows I was marking out when Bad News Barrett won the title. I'm a Bad News Barrett guy. I'll admit it. I am. So great way to see it. New champion crowned in New Jersey tonight, and yes, I'll say it, Anthony, because I know you wanted me to say it. History has been made at the Meadowlands. It is yours.
Absolutely, that's how you should have done it when we were doing the commentary earlier. But anyways, fifth best match of the night for me. I'm going to meet Fletcher right around halfway on the rating. I'm going to say it was between 2.5 to 3. It was a solid match. I do agree with you on that. It was only an 8-minute match, but yeah, there were some nice moments there, and the finishing sequence was very good. You thought that Big E was going to win it. You thought that he had him set up for the big ending, but Barrett counters, and we saw the old school Barrett. We saw the wasteland in the match. We also saw the winds of change in there, or as the folks in TNA like to call it, the black hole slam, a la Abyss. But because that's exactly what that move is. It's a carbon copy of it. And then for the winner, what a bull hammer! The biggest bull hammer I've ever seen. That since that move came about, a year or so ago. But nonetheless, Bad News Barrett. I mean, what a comeback for him after being on the shelf and after several months of obscurity. I mean, here he is. I mean, he goes from disappearing for forever, for damn near forever and a day. Then he comes back with the Bad News Barrett gimmick. He does all those promos and everything else on that very high forklift type podium thing with the hammer and everything else, with the gavel there. Now they finally he ended up returning to in-ring action the night after WrestleMania, and now he's the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion for a 4th time, and it's the 2nd time that he's won that title. Keep in mind, here's a Tony fun fact: 2nd time he's won the title in the Izod Center in the Meadowlands. You remember the infamous Raw after WrestleMania last year? He dethroned The Miz. He took the title back off The Miz, who won it from him the night before in the WrestleMania 29 pre-show. So a little 20 fun fact there. So like Fletch said, history was made at the Meadowlands tonight. little surprised with the outcome. I thought they would have given Big E the rub there, but I guess they felt his time was now. His time was up. So, hey, 160, 170 some odd days as champ. Good run, big fella. Good run. But don't worry. Your time will come. I don't know if he'll be IC champ again, but I do have a feeling that within the next couple of years, you're here first. I think he will be a future WWE World Heavyweight Champion because he's got the talent to do it. So with that said, 2.5 to 3 stars, fifth best fight of the night. Phenom, Bullock, it's yours.
All right. Who do I agree with? I agree with Anthony Florio on this one. This was a 2.5 to 3-star fight here, and it was the fifth best fight of this pay-per-view, and there was some good, solid action here between these two. I mean, it was definitely just a little too short, but for the amount of time that it got, I thought it was good for what it was. So, yeah, of course, at the end of that match with that finishing maneuver, the bull hammer, the running bull hammer, I should say, from Bad News Barrett, and we have ourselves a new Intercontinental Champion, Bad News Barrett. And when me and Anthony did the preview show, we all thought for sure it was going to be Big E who was still going to be WWE Intercontinental Champion, but no, it didn't happen. Bad News Barrett is once again the Intercontinental Champion. So 2.5 to 3 stars for me. So with that being said, let's move on.
All right, guys, we are gonna indeed move on in the next fight of the night. Oh my goodness, batten down the hatches. It was the Shield versus Evolution 3-on-3 6-man tag. The winners of the bout was was the Shield. Anthony Florio, you lucky son of a gun. You lead this off.
Lucky me indeed. Yes, yes, yes. I get to lead off the fight of the night, ladies and gentlemen, and that is exactly what this was. Oh my goodness, this was everything we expected and more. 4.25 to 4.5 stars. This was the fight of the night. Not quite a 5-star classic. About another 5 or 10 more minutes and a couple of more insane spots, and then we would have had it. That would have made it a 5-star classic. Is it a match of the year candidate? Without a doubt, it is a match of the year candidate. I mean, this was epic. I mean, we knew this was going to be awesome going in. The only thing is, I got to give kudos to my Bullock here. Bullock had the cojones. He said, I'm going with the Shield in this fight. I thought Evolution was going to win. I thought Evolution was going to find a way. I thought maybe Ric Flair was going to show up and maybe turn on the Shield and reform with Evolution. But I'm going to give kudos to our Imperial Grand Poobah, who's not with us tonight, Derek Ferrero, because he mentioned this on his little preview last night on his Blog Talk Radio. He said that, Batista's going to be taking some time off, obviously, to do the Hollywood thing, obviously. And I don't know about Triple H and Orton, but man, oh man, this was awesome. I mean, all 6 men should be applauded. Great effort all around. And that crowd was as hot as any fight. I mean, and then Roman Reigns doing our favorite move, the Superman punch, baby. He nailed it on more than one occasion. We went nuts on it. I mean, Fletcher and I did the commentary on the phone there, and it was, we damn near lost our minds with this fight. I mean, this was freaking awesome. And then when Roman Reigns hit the Superman punch on Dave Batista and then the spear and got the 1, 2, 3, I can still hear Fletcher was saying, "The Shield has beaten Evolution." Oh my goodness, that was freaking epic. And crowd loved it. We loved it. It's not my match of the year by any means. My match of the year for me, right now, it's a toss-up between Daniel Bryan and Triple H from WrestleMania and the Elimination Chamber match from Elimination Chamber, as I rated both of those matches 5-star classics, as you know. So, but man, oh man, what a match. I mean, very surprised this was not the main event. I thought, given the build, I thought this was going to be the main event for sure, but to have it go on as the 4th match of the night, I mean, wow, nobody saw that coming. I even read a couple of reviews on one of our favorite websites, Pro Wrestling News, ProWrestling.net, and they were just as stunned as we are. So, but man, surprising outcome, but damn it to hell, what a match it was. Bravo to all 6 men. Very, very well done. You should be proud of yourselves. That crowd loved it. we loved it. And even though Michael Bullock and I are technical wrestling fans, I mean, we love ourselves a good old-fashioned fight. And I'm going to say it right here. This was the epitome of the words Michael Fletcher be a man fight. That's exactly what this was. 4.25, 4.5 stars, fight of the night. Enough said. Phenom, go for it.
Without question, this was indeed the fight of the night. 4.5 stars is my rating. I mean, wow, what a match. I mean, I wasn't quite surprised. I mean, I wasn't surprised that the Shield were going to win this one. I mean, they've been building this so good. This rivalry between these two teams, and we saw a lot of good action here in this one. I mean, yep, we did see that Superman punch, not once, but I think it was twice. And yes, I was screaming like JBL would whenever it's coming. He was like, I was like, Superman punch, and we got. And but of course, the highlight of that was for me was, of course, when Triple H and Randy Orton were ganging up on Dean Ambrose, and then all of a sudden, Seth Rollins out of from the steel railing, jumping I don't know how many feet from the floor, and just basically taking out Triple H and Randy Orton. I mean, I was channeling my inner Joey Styles when that happened. I mean, the crowd was basically right when that happened, when they said, "Holy shit, holy shit!" That was unreal. And like you said, all 6 men should be commended for what they did in this match. And this, as Mike Fletcher would say, this was a Michael Fletcher be a man fight, and this was certainly that right there. And this, so without a doubt, 4.5 stars, fight of the night. Another 5 to 10 minutes, and some other insane stuff. We would have gotten a 5-star classic. So with that being said, Fletcher, it's yours.
And without a doubt, this was a 4.5 star fight. I totally agree with you guys. I mean, this was freaking awesome. This was amazing. And it just left a good feeling for everybody in the arena tonight. And I mean, my God, what a match. What a night. And, you know, the Shield goes over Evolution. Wow. I mean, you know, everybody talks about Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. I gotta say it. Seth Rollins doing a suicide dive off the top of the wherever that balcony was, and I mean that's 15, 20 feet, and there's not that many arenas where you can do a balcony jump, and that's one of them, and he nailed that to the T. It almost reminded me of Jeff Hardy and some of the sick stuff that he used to do off the balcony, or what about when Kofi Kingston did a balcony jump in Madison Square Garden through a table with Randy Orton as the victim. I mean, this was unbelievable, without a doubt. 4.5 stars, fight of the night, far and away. And, well, there's really nothing else to say. Where does this go? 2 words, gentlemen. Battleground. Well, coming up is the next pay-per-view, which is Payback. It's in Chicago. I understand they're going to do one more battle. They're probably going to do another battle. This is not going to settle it. There's a pay-per-view coming up in the very near future called Battleground. And can I say these 2 words? War Games. Book it. Alright, let's move on. Coming up, and this is actually coming up next, folks, and it was Bray Wyatt going one-on-one with John Cena inside the confines of a steel cage. The winner of the bout is Bray Wyatt. Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
All right, third best fight of the night for me when it comes to this. I'm going to say it was I would say probably a 3-star bout for me. I mean, this was another really good match, and I mean, I mean, you thought the steel cage was going to hold off the Wyatt family? Well, in the immortal words of Dean Ambrose, nope, nope, because we saw involvement from Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, and to the point where John Cena basically dragged Luke Harper into the cage. I mean, so many times John Cena tried to escape the cage. It's like Rowan and Harper were just basically lying there. It was almost like they were daring him to get out of the cage because if he did, let's just say he would, well, as Michael Fletcher would say, he probably would have gotten parley-wooed by both Rowan and Harper, as we have seen so many times when they do a beatdown on anybody. But eventually, we all thought we were going to get the usual Super Cena routine, and he was basically going to escape the cage. But then, of course, the lights go out, and the shocking thing happened with that kid singing "He's Got the Whole World in His Hands" in a deep toned voice. I mean, I was basically freaked out when that happened. And then, of course, Bray Wyatt hitting Sister Abigail, and he escapes the cage and he gets the win. And I mean, the crowd was basically shocked. And all I can say is now, boys, the message is looks like it's going to be spread like wildfire. If Bray Wyatt's message, I should say. And of course, later on, he called the kid Little Johnny, and of course he put on the sheep mask. I mean, I know Anthony Florio gets excited when it comes to the sheep mask, but somehow I'm feeling that this rivalry, it ain't gonna be over. I think we're gonna have ourselves a rubber match. When's it gonna happen? Payback. I think you're gonna see it because Cena won it at WrestleMania. Bray Wyatt got his win here at Extreme Rules. I think we're gonna have a rubber match at Payback. I'm marking it. I mean, put me down on that right now. Book it. 3 stars. Third best fight of the Fletcher. It's yours.
You know what? I have to go out on a limb here. I gotta say 2.5 stars. I'm sorry. Um, I mean, the action was good. There was moments where it was very good, but it dragged for most of the fight. And I gotta say, I'm sorry. I have to kind of disagree here. I thought the fight at WrestleMania was better than this one tonight. I'm just gonna be a little critical about it. And the ending, it was very weird and very auspicious, but we knew Wyatt was probably going to win this fight. And we knew that they were going to really give Bray Wyatt a monstrous push. And now, where do you go from here? And that's the thing that's going to really make this more interesting than anything else. Because John Cena has always been that person to be the one that a lot of people pride on with the children and the children of the world and all this stuff. How he does all this stuff with Make-A-Wish Foundation, how he's doing all these charitable works with the children's organizations and this and that. And now Bray Wyatt, it seems to me that they're trying to implement that Wyatt actually has that power and is more powerful enough that he can influence the children of the world into that he has the whole world in his hands and that preach about following the buzzards and all this stuff. It really gets to me now where now we got a culture clash. The IWC is firmly on Bray Wyatt's side. Um, if you talk to some of the members on the wrestling forum, they're on Bray Wyatt's side. What we saw tonight maybe could be the start of something even bigger than just a match. I mean, this could be a cultural change in WWE, a direction, because remember, Cena has been, he's always been never tested, mentally, emotionally in his career. This is the first time ever he is. Now we gotta see how he reacts. Could this be the moment where we get a heel turn from Cena? Could there be a double turn where Bray Wyatt goes face and Cena turns heel? There's so many scenarios that's been breaking out lately. We will have to wait and see what the ultimate decision will be. Solid fight. Wish it could have been better. Anthony, I give it to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a change to my scorecard here. I'm gonna say that the opener was the third best fight of the night here, and then maybe the fourth best match was. You know what? I'm gonna say this was the fourth best fight of the night. Um, I'm gonna give this between 2.5 to 3. I do agree. Very slow, very boring for the most part, but it did pick up at the end. But you know, definitely a disappointing match. I mean, we all thought it was going to be something great, but Michael Flood is absolutely spot on this one. The Mania match was far and away better. I mean, we gave that between 3.5 to 4, maybe even 4.25 for the Mania bout. But for this one here, it was very slow, very boring. Definitely, to say the very least, for a good majority of the fight, like the first half of the fight, and the second half it picked up, but not enough to save it, I'm afraid. But the right guy went over, absolutely. I mean, Bray Wyatt, he needed to win a lot more. He got it, and then the young man, the little boy there with the distorted voice. I think that's the word both was looking for there. Is that distorted voice? Um, breaking out into the full world in his hands, and then he had a brief backstage promo moment a little afterwards. But yeah, this program is far from over indeed, and I agree with Michael Bullock in the sense that there's definitely going to be a blow-off, a rubber match, or what we like to call a blow-off fight. There's definitely going to be a blow-off, and that's going to happen 4 weeks from tonight, June 1st, Chicago, Illinois, Allstate Arena, Rosemont Horizon, whatever you want to call it, Payback. And when that happens, that crowd is going to be 100% Bray Wyatt and 100% anti-John Cena. He is going to get absolutely crucified. But then again, anytime he's in Chicago, he always gets crucified. But like I said last night, don't believe me? Look up WrestleMania 22 when he fought Triple H, and look up especially Money in the Bank 2011 when he fought Cena. 2.5 to 3, good match, yes, but it was very disappointing from our standards. Mania was better. Move on, Fletcher.
And with that said, we're going to move on to the next fight of the night. And it was for the WWE Divas Championship. It was Paige one-on-one against Tamina Snuka, the winner of the bout. And still WWE Divas Champion, the beautiful brunette from England, Paige. Norwich, England's own 21-year-old beauty. Derek Ferreira, mark out, brother. It's party time in England. So let's go into this fight. I mean, it was an okay fight. I'm not gonna say this was anything amazing or uh, historic or anything like that. It was solid. Nothing amazing that would make us jump out of our seats or celebrate or anything like that. I'll give it 1 to 1.5 stars for the effort. There's really nothing else to go about it. I really would love to see what they do next with Paige because she just beat Tamina, who's a really good Divas wrestler. So who's the next in line for the title shot? We'll have to wait and see. With that said, Anthony, I give it to you.
1.25 to 1.5, I'm going to say, for the effort here, Fletch. Second worst fight of the night, only behind the Rusev fiasco, but still, I mean, definitely a solid match, for Diva standards anyway. I mean, and Bullock and I talked about it last night. We said that this had the potential to be one of the better Diva fights, and while it didn't blow us away, I mean, it was definitely a solid effort here. I mean, Paige is still a little new here. She still needs a little more work, considering that she is on the main roster now. I mean, I know NXT was, her playground. Held that NXT Women's title for 300 plus days. Well done there. But now you made it to the main roster, my dear, and now, I mean, you need a little more work. I mean, the girl can go, yes, but he needs to be in there. He needs to be in there with a heel that can generate more heat. Tamina Snuka just doesn't do that for me, even though I love her body of work. I mean, the only diva that has that kind of heel heat definitely is AJ Lee, but let's face it, I don't think we're going to be getting that dream fight anytime soon, considering that AJ Lee is obviously going to be taking some time out for a while, well deserved, especially after that 295-day reign as champ. Very good question. Who is going to be Paige's next challenger? I mean, when you look at the current crop of heel divas, I mean, the only names that come to my mind right now are Layla, Alicia Fox, Oksana. I mean, if you consider Rosa Mendez a heel, maybe Summer Rae, I don't know, depending on what they do with her. I mean, she's not going to be on TV for a while, but, you know, she's filming that new Marine movie with The Miz, so, yeah. Just, you know, maybe we'll, you know, start planting the seeds for her next challenger, maybe tomorrow night on Raw in Albany, New York. I don't know. We'll see, but my guess as of right now is maybe Layla, maybe Alicia Fox, maybe even Oksana. I don't know. Those are the only heel divas I can think of. So, really nothing left to say here except 1.25 to 1.5 stars. Solid effort, but not overly spectacular. So with that said, you know, yours.
Yeah, I do agree. It was a 1.5 star fight for me. I mean, it was all right for what it was worth. I mean, you wanted to give the fans just, as I like to say, a little bit of a breather after what happened at the conclusion of that John Cena Bray Wyatt match, which obviously is still shocking to everybody. I mean, Anthony basically said it best. Age is still basically, as I would like to say, he's still scratching the surface with the WWE main roster now, especially with the divas on there. And I mean, I was really hoping we were going to eventually get that Paige versus AJ Lee rematch, but obviously it's not going to happen because she's taking some time off now. So now the question is, what's going to happen with what's next for Paige? Who's going to challenge her next for the Divas title? We're just going to have to wait and find out. 1.5 stars for me, and second worst fight of the night. So that being said, I think it's time we move on to the main event, Flex.
And ladies and gentlemen, the main event of Extreme Rules for the WWE World Heavyweight Champion competing in Extreme Rules. It was the champion Daniel Bryan putting the title on the line against the Devil's favorite Demon Kane, the winner of the bout, and still WWE World Heavyweight Champion Daniel Bryan. Anthony Florio, I give it to you.
You get a look at my brand new shirt here, boys. Yeah, get a look at this.
Yes.
The Yes shirt is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. I break it out anytime Daniel Bryan's on pay-per-view, and yep, he made this definitely a worthwhile purchase without a doubt. So, first of all, Michael Bullock, assume the position. Yes, 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 yes. Wow. Oh. Second best fight of the night here. I'm going to give this between 3.5 to 4 stars. I mean, this was an insane Extreme Rules match. I mean, this had everything. I mean, this was no 5-star technical classic here, folks. No, sir. I mean, where do I start? I mean, they went into the back. They went into the backstage area. And then it goes into the parking lot. And then you get Daniel Bryan with a forklift taking Kane back to the ring. I mean, unreal. And then he does the Dynamite Kid headbutt off the top of the forklift. And then, but as insane as the match was, I mean, I have ammos for a meme here. I'll create it as soon as I'm done with my thoughts, and I'll share it with you boys. But we had something in this match towards the very end that, let's just say, is not PG. Flaming tables? What? Are you kidding me? You bring in the flaming tables a la the old school ECW in a PG environment? Only in Jersey, folks. Only in Jersey. That's all I can say. It's only in Jersey. Oh my goodness gracious. I mean, however, I mean, as sickening as that was, I mean, the spot was fine. I mean, it wasn't as mind blowing as that Edge and Mick Foley spot from WrestleMania 22. I mean, that was well done. This year, it didn't really, wow me. The only way it would have wowed me is if Kane would have come up on fire. I mean, if we had seen some flames on Kane. Then the fire extinguishers came in really, really quick, put the flames out, and then Kane was obviously blinded from it, and then boom, running knee, Daniel Bryan, 1, 2, 3, Mike Chioda, that's it. Daniel Bryan still, and deservedly so, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, much to the delight of myself, much to the delight of Mike Bullock, the president and the vice president of the Rhode Island chapter of the Yes Movement. Very, very happy tonight. I mean, you already saw the shirt. Shirt proves it. And oh yeah, yes, 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 indeed. I mean, I know the Cerebral Viper. He's probably sitting there like, I'm still trying to get that image of WrestleMania out of my head. I'm still trying to get that image out. I mean, my guy should have won. Randy Orton should have won. No, you knew his time was coming, Fleck. You knew his day was coming. I mean, hey, he had 112 days as champion. I mean, he has nothing to look back on. But here, it's time. It's the Yes Movement now. The Viper era, he had his nice run, but it's the Daniel Bryan era. It's the Yes Movement. He moves on. But what happens now? Maybe a blow off here. I mean, you saw what happened at the end. Kane sits up, old school, does the pyro, and you hear his music playing, and you know what? I'm telling you, we're going to get ourselves some kind of a blow-off there at Payback. We're going to get another match of these two. And with that Chicago crowd, you never know. So all bets are off there. I don't know if I've overscored this fight, but I don't care. This was a damn good fight. 3.5 to 4 stars, second best fight of the night. Right guy won, no question about it. Yes, yes, yes. Very happy, man. So with that said, I'm going to toss it up now to the vice president of the Rhode Island chapter of the Yes Movement, the Phenom Mike Bullock. Can I get a yes, 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 Bullock?
Yes, 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 yes. I am, and yes, I am the vice president of the Rhode Island chapter of the Yes Movement. It's very proud to be an honor, very proud to be a member of it. I mean, of course, the vice president of it with Anthony Florio, ridiculously over Anthony Florio being the president of it. So, yes, this was the second best fight of the night. How did you rate it, Florio? I couldn't quite hear.
I gave it between 3.5 to 4. I don't know if that's the correct rating, but that's how I felt about it.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you with that. 3.5 to 4 stars. I mean, I thought it was this was a really good Extreme Rules match. I mean, we saw the kendo stick, and yes, I know this one made Mike Fletcher very happy, but the English announce table got broken down with a choke. Yep, I see it from Mr. Mike Fletcher, because I don't know if fans, I mean, I'm sure you fans have listened to it so many times. I mean, you see it happen time and time again. The Spanish announce table always gets wrecked. Well, not this time, folks. The English announce table was the one getting desecrated thanks to a choke slam from Kane onto Daniel Bryan. And they even took the fight to the back, and to the point where even Daniel Bryan got back body drawn onto a car, and Kane basically punched his hand through the glass of a car, and we even saw a little something a la Brock Lesnar and the Big Show from their matchup from that stretcher match in 2003. Daniel Bryan used a forklift to bring Kane back to the ring. I mean, as soon as I saw it happen, I'm like, this sort of reminded me of Big Show and Lesnar from that stretcher matchup in 2003. I mean, and then, of course, the crazy moment when Kane brought out the table, and then, of course, when I saw those guys with the extinguishers, I'm like, oh no, don't tell me this is gonna happen. Kane brings out the gasoline, and then he lights the table on fire. I'm like, oh crap, this is not gonna end well. And I was also saying to myself, a flaming table in the PG era, that's not PG, folks. And but in the end, it was Kane who basically went through it. Well, not impressively like we saw at WrestleMania 22 with Edge and Mick Foley, but Kane then all of a sudden comes back after the guys put the fire out. He hits the running knee, 1, 2, 3, and I think we're going to get a blow off at Payback because of what happened with Kane basically sitting up and setting off the pyro. So we'll have to wait and see on that. So 3.5 to 4 stars, second best fight of the night. So with that being said, Fletcher, it's yours.
You know what? I'm sorry, guys. I cannot do it. I can only give it 3 stars. I have to give it 3 stars. And the thing is that the fight was good, no doubt about it. I love the spots in this fight. It was an amazing match, no doubt about it. But I kind of felt like it dragged a little bit. And don't get me wrong, you had the kendo sticks, you had the fight outside of the arena. What really would have been awesome, somebody getting electrocuted. Because remember, the 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 monitor went into the water, into that bath water, and I really thought WWE was really gonna do a moment where somebody was going to get electrocuted in that moment. And then, they fought outside, they used the TV, the television truck. We saw Daniel Bryan get back body dropped onto a car, Kane smashing his fist through a car, and normally you would see blood at that point. There was no blood there. Then I was thinking, the forklift. So I'm thinking, oh no, this is going to be like Rock and Mick Foley. If you remember back in the old WWF days, um, The Rock and Mankind fought for the World Wrestling Federation Championship, and if you remember, that was an empty arena battle. And for all you WWF marks, The Rock lost the belt to Mick Foley on a Sunday Night Heat during a halftime of a Super Bowl event, and he got pinned thanks to a forklift from the 1, 2, 3. So I was thinking maybe you recreate that and bring that back. No, they bring it back out, back to the center of the ring, with Daniel Bryan riding the forklift out to the arena floor. And I mean, it was a cool match. Yes, the fire spot was unbelievable. Oh my God, incredible. But, at the end of the day, the right man won it. Daniel Bryan deserves to keep the belt. But like you guys said, it's not over. Because Kane sat up and he looks pissed. He was really angry. I think the demon is fully back. He's ready to go. And Daniel, you're a great champion, man. You are about to get into one hell of a ride now as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion because Kane is after you, and there's going to be one more battle. And it looks like that's going to be at Payback in Chicago at the Allstate Arena. We'll wait and see. Alright, guys. So now let's get into our overall review. You know the rules. 5 minutes for that. Anthony, I'm going to lead off with you. What did you think about Extreme Rules tonight?
Very good pay-per-view, without a doubt. I mean, it was a great show from top to bottom. I mean, the card was great. I mean, the Shield and Evolution, definitely the fight of the night. There's no doubt about it. Second best fight, I'd have to say, was probably the main event, Daniel Bryan and Kane. Third best match was the opener with Cesaro, RVD, and Swagger. Cena and Wyatt disappointing, but it was solid though. Fourth best fight of the night there. Intercontinental match was number 5. And then the Diva fight, second worst fight of the night, and then of course rounding out as the worst fight of the night, of course, Alexander Rusev, the squash of R-Truth and Xavier Woods. But based on the caliber of this event tonight, I mean, it's definitely nowhere near the caliber of WrestleMania. I mean, WrestleMania holds the number 1 spot for now. I mean, because as you know, at the end of the year, we'll have our big year-in review show where we ranked the top 10 pay-per-views of the year from all facets of professional wrestling. But I will say this though, great event. This event ended up being really good, and it was so good that I'm going to consider this my number 2 event of the year. This is my second best pay-per-view event of the year. Of course, WrestleMania far and away. I mean, the first and only event to this day to ever garner a perfect 10 rating from myself, Michael Bullock, and Michael Fletcher, as we did that last month. But nowhere near a perfect 10, obviously. So I'm going to say between 7.5 to 8 out of 10 tonight. I mean, a very good show tonight, no question about it. And based on the body of work and the effort and the crowd, that's why I'm going to give this between 7.5 to 8. I mean, the Wyatt Cena fight was disappointing. That contributed to the rating. I mean, if that had been half the match the WrestleMania match was, then we would have been talking perhaps 8 to 8.5. But no, can't quite do it. But 7.5 to 8 out of 10, I feel is the correct rating for this match. I think you saw the funny meme I did a little while ago, the flaming tables spot during Daniel Bryan and Kane's Extreme Rules match. That's utterly, totally, and royally not PG. And for those of you who saw it, so I think you all agree with me on that sentiment. So what next? Chicago, Payback, June 1st. It's looking like we're going to get a Daniel Bryan and Kane match for the title. I don't know, maybe another extreme gimmick fight. We'll see. Something with John Cena and Bray Wyatt, obviously. Maybe something again with Evolution in the Shield in some form. I don't know. But all I know is you think that crowd in New Jersey was hot tonight. Just wait till we get to Chicago. That is the most rabid IWC crowd you will ever find. I'm getting goosebumps already thinking about it. Especially when Daniel Bryan comes out, when Bray Wyatt comes out. Those two are going to get the 2 biggest pops of the night. Question about it. Well, John Cena is going to get crucified, but then again, he always does. So, wow, June 1st cannot get here fast enough. That's all I can say. 7.5 to 8 out of 10. Second best pay-per-view overall of the year. WrestleMania was far and away better. So, with that said, Phenom, your overall review of Extreme Rules.
I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10 for me. I mean, I thought this was a good show, but far and away, it's far and away from the rating that we gave WrestleMania 30, which was a perfect 10, which was a first here at the Wrestling Forum. All right, the highlights for me, obviously, fight of the night being the 6-man tag team match with the Evolution against the Shield. The second best fight of the night being the Extreme Rules match between Kane and Daniel Bryan. The third best fight of the night being, I got to make a little correction myself. The third best fight of the night to me now is RVD, Cesaro versus Swagger. Fourth best fight of the night, John Cena and Bray Wyatt, and of course, excuse me, and of course the low light for me was the Alexander Rusev versus Xavier Woods and R-Truth, and of course the Divas Championship match between Paige and Tamina Snuka. So yeah, I mean, it was a good pay-per-view, an 8 out of 10. So now we just gotta wait and see what happens when we get to Chicago for Payback. What's it, yours?
You know what? I'm gonna give this a solid 7 out of 10. I thought the pay-per-view was very good. I thought it was well done. I mean, when you talk East Rutherford, New Jersey, and the Izod Center, it's one of those good cities that WWE always has a good event in, and it delivered for the most part. It delivered in many ways. You know, the 6-man tag team fight between the Shield and Evolution. I think everybody that I've been talking to on social media, if it's Twitter, if it's on Facebook, they're all agreeing that was the fight of the night, and there's no doubt about it. It is the fight of the night. I don't think there's a debate which was the best fight coming out of that pay-per-view tonight. And then, yeah, the main event was good. I was expecting something a little better, even though they had some big moments in that fight, no doubt about it. the steel cage fight. Again, good, not great, pretty solid for the most part. The triple threat elimination, and even I want to give a big shout out to superfan Bill McConnell because he actually went out on a limb and he said, "Yo, you know what? What they should have done here was, and that I think would have been necessary, and I would even agree with this. Whoever would have won that fight should have been the new number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship." Hey, I think I would go with that. I definitely am not going to make an argument about that. I think that actually would have been a great idea to add a stipulation into the pay-per-view. Um, Paige and Tamina, good, not great. I can't really talk about it. I don't want to really get too far into that. And then, of course, yes, Alexander Rusev and his, well, I guess we could say Rusev squash fight of the night. As he destroys Xavier Woods and R-Truth. But and the thing is that, and this is the one gripe that I actually will have. I really felt like the crowd in New Jersey was kind of a letdown. Like I said, normally they're a lot more crowd, a lot more boisterous, a lot more better than usual. Other than the Daniel Bryan fight and the Shield versus Evolution and the Cena versus Wyatt. For most of the night, they were sitting on their hands. Not good. That's all I'm just gonna say about that. 7 out of 10 is my rating. Definitely, they did really good based on what they did at WrestleMania, and we knew it was going to be almost impossible for them to replicate that major success. But they did a pretty damn good job at it tonight, and they were pretty solid as well. Alright, so that does it for us tonight, and I'd like to thank everybody for watching this. Please like this video, leave a comment at the bottom. What was your favorite fight of tonight's pay-per-view? Do you agree with our rating? And then, of course, tomorrow night on blogtalkradio.com, it is the Wrestling Forum with Derek Ferreira, with Anthony Florio, with Michael Bullock. Unfortunately, due to work commitments, I'm sorry to say I will not be on the show tomorrow night. Sorry to all the great fans out there. I hope to be back very soon. With that said, so until then, for Anthony Florio, for Michael Bullock, I am Michael Fletcher. You've been watching a special edition of the Wrestling Forum, the recap of Extreme Rules on YouTube.com. Hugs and hand pounds. We out. Good night from East Providence, Rhode Island.